It is moving day at the KLPGA Championship, the 47th, presented by CreaS FNC. We are live from the Lakewood Country Club here in beautiful Yeongju-si. 18 holes in the books, 132 players in the field, cut down to the cream of the crop. And my goodness, are we in for a stellar weekend on the KLPGA Tour and its first major championship of the season. A rainy day earlier today, but those clouds and that precipitation has cleared out. As we say, good afternoon, golf fans. Welcome back and settle in. Should be a fantastic day. SBS Golf will set up our Korean audience. All right, our colleagues on that side of the broadcast, obviously as excited as we are. Let's take a look at the leaderboard as we begin today. Hong Jung-min has a 3-stroke lead. She is 4 under through 7. That creates some separation on Park Young-kyung, of course, the player that everyone is most focused on this weekend. 2-time champion looking for her 3rd. 68-69 and so far 1 under through 7 as well. Pang Shin-sil, great round for her yesterday. She shot a 67. Of course, she is fresh off a victory just a few weeks ago. We have Kim Woo-jung, Kim Min-sol also at that 7 under score, tied for 3rd. Want to highlight Han Chi-won, who is up 15 positions and is 4 under on hole number 13. She is in that tie for 6th logjam with Mata Som. Lee Dong-eun, who's admittedly having a tough day of her own, +1 through 8. A couple other scores to highlight. Im Jin-young, 3 under through 13, and EA1 up 26 positions. She is 4 under as well on the round thus far. We have some heavy hitters, some usual suspects as we like to call them. Chi Han-sol, Park Ji-young, those in particular. And Shi Da-in is up into the top 15 as well. 37 positions up from where she started. Okay, so the broadcasters and the camera operators fooled us a little bit with those blue skies and the CreaS FNC logo. It is cloudy, it is windy. That's what the forecast looked like 30 minutes ago, so no real surprise to see it as we begin. Well, it is a great group. You would expect as much into these weekend pairings. Top 3 players on hole number 8. The 9th tee, Pang Shin-sil. I want to give you a bit more context on what she was able to put together yesterday. 3 birdies on the front 9, 3 birdies on the back 9. If not for a bogey on the par 3 5th, well, it would have been a 66, but certainly in a great position and full of confidence heading into today's round. Hong Jung-min, our leader, birdies at 1, 4, 5, and the last, the par 5 7th. Her approach at 8, looking for the back right corner of the green. She goes back left instead, basically pin high, keeping the bunkers out of danger. Danger for her. Clearly playing a little bit conservatively. She's looking for her first title in 3 years when she won the Tucson match play. It means she's never won a stroke play event, and a major would be a great feather in her cap. Kim Min-sol on number 9, birdied here in round 1. Parred here yesterday. Her caddy's pointing left. That's not a great sign. She avoids the card path, but is definitely into the rough. "13 degrees. Still some rain in the sky. 1.1 meters per second. The wind. Lee Dong-eun, a 9-iron on her approach. Last year, it was her KLPGA Tour debut. She has yet to win in her career. She's only just getting started. +1 score. Let's do some further investigating. She bogeyed the last, number 7. Bogeyed the 3rd. And birdied the 1st. That's why she's at +1. Mata Som now, her approach at 11 with a pin placement today directly in line with the bunker. Taking no chances. Crosswind as well, right to left. Bak Jiang. She is just that even. Bogeys at 2 and 3, birdies at 5 and 7. Has a chance for another one here. She holds out. Hits the turn at a 35. 6 under. That's good for a tie for 6th position. Bak Yang this week, she's ranked 20th in strokes gained with her putter. It's 9.9 meters for her here. It's got some distance to travel. Stay straight, it'll be okay. In retrospect, it's too much speed with the downhill putts. Now at 9. Right to left breaking this putt, only about 2 meters away. She's in recovery mode. Gets another to the good. Amanda Sohm at 11. It's got a chance, but fades off to the inside left at the end. Hung Yimina was a red-hot, torrid start, birding the first 2 holes before she stumbled a little bit. 3 birdies in the span from 3 through 8, but good to see her putting another circle on the cards and 36 at the midway mark. Now Lee Jung-in, this to move into a share of the podium places. She overthinks this uphill putt. She will settle for a par.
네, 알겠습니다. 멈춰주세요.
Kim Min-sol, she has had a few issues with driver. Only 30th in strokes gained off the tee. Has not missed a fairway on a par 5, but on the par 4s, her second miss. She's averaging 232 meters with the driver. Unable to properly recover back onto the putting surface. And now Bak Yang. This all of a sudden par save moment. So we'll do the opposite, of course, a little left to right. Nice recovery. She has not 3-putted all week long. Some of the reasons why she is so close to the top of the table. Check in on Hong Jung-min in a moment, but first, the approach at 9, Kim Woo-jiang. Birdies at 1 and 4. Pretty good approach game so far this weekend. Maybe, just maybe, a little bit less power on it than she would have wanted. It was the right club. Mindful of the sand trap off to the left of the green. She's been very steady with this club. With approaches like this, she's doing herself plenty of favors. Just able to rim around and drop it. -12. She will go with that bird. -11, excuse me. The leaderboard had already updated that. 4th birdie of the day through 8 holes. For those who've been with us a moment, to the left there, that is the driving range. Tall towers, the green trying to blend in with the grass here at Lakewood. Well played. Softly lands and stays in an attackable position. No fear going over the sands. So to number 9, where Park Young birdied here on Thursday. It is a 347-meter par 4. Skirting past the pond to the right to the tee box. 3 bunkers on the way to the green, including 2 on either side. It's almost heart-shaped, the green, with the pin, as we've seen, right over top of that left bunker. E. Dungin knows it's time to get down to business and try to be closer to our start of the round than the most recent holes. And gets underway with a good drive. Now Mata Som, it's a simple par. Jungmin also able to birdie here in the opening round. It's a tight little triangle. On the right side of the fairway, our featured group is on the march with a large gallery. Very curious in how they will play. Not too far behind. This green is where our featured group is headed. 2 groups in front of them. The sole, back fringe. It's about 15 centimeters away. She'll be able to get up and down for that par. Young next to begin. Crisp drive. Kim Woo Jung, excuse me, 33rd on the money list heading into this event. Uphill speed is key. Don't forget about the line, and that was the trade-off. averaging 252 yards per drive. That is 8th on tour in these early events. She hasn't played in them all either. Shield. Nice approach to set this up. Right to left breaking putt will pick up speed on the way, but not enough of it. She is the money leader, 320 million won. She has collected this season, also leading in the points. With win and 4 money receiving events of the 5 that she has entered. Eight iron, 125, Bakyang. It's one of the best we've seen anyone in the field hit here on number 9. To give her the advantage in the group. It's not to say that we won't see Hong Jung-min have a good one of her own. Tenth in greens in regulation this season. 74% of her holes. She has been there. Stand corrected. The confidence and execution. Person leading the major. Nearly through 45 of 72 holes. The bar has been set. Hong Jung-min 10th in the GIR, Lee Dong-eun top, 76.3. It's 112 for her. She was the furthest off the tee. Vis-a-vis the closest to the pin. She fails to get onto the green, even stuck before the fringe. Tricky chip. To 10. 8 iron. Kim Min-ji from the rough. 138, but a big change in elevation at 7 meters. And by being in the rough, she really lost the control. She was able to implement on that approach. Now, Coach Yu, she is at -3 after hole 10 today. At least 72 meters here, and she has had great success on the par 5 11th. Looks like she can throw a perfect 3 for 3. She'll be on, but a long way away. You mean she's averaging 6 yards away from the pin? Very, very good in her approach game. She chooses the wrong club by the looks of it there. And she does not catch that well. She was trying for a really difficult flop. To get up and down and get close to the green. It's hardly a chippable position, being that far underneath of the hole. Utter disappointment and heartbreak for Coach Yu after such a miraculous approach. Shield nestled just beside the rough, the right side of the fairway.
내일은 더 많아요. 내일 날 추워.
그러니까요. 저도 이게 처음 해보거든요. 근데 올해 원래 주중반이어서.
Shin Eugene on number 1. The bottom 34 or so after 18 holes. She will play the Hampton course as her back 9. And that was to try to save par. She got up level with the hole, but not aligned. She will relinquish a stroke. It is 3 birdies on the front, a 38 at the turn for the sophomore. Nicely played by Park Young-kyung. The roar of the supporters. 7 pars, 2 birdies, a 34. 50% there in round 3. Statistically, she's on. Realistically, very, very disappointed. This will be slightly downhill. Straight as an arrow, though, and straight into the cup. She was absolutely commanding. 31 5 under after 9 holes. Ball marker and the hole. It's a good try, but for Park Ji-young, just too far.
했던 것 같아요.
Require one more tap. Good putt, but not a great one. Mean meets her rewards. And now, Machine Shield and Co. have the all clear. .120 the approach, pitching wedge the club. Is she gonna have enough to stay just? Woods rolling back on that middle ridge of the green. .115, Kim Min Sol. High lofted approach. This is becoming something of a popular landing point. Nobody wants to mess with that bunker and that pin placement on Saturday. All right then, well, a brief lull in the action and lock jam on the 10th tee. Hong Jung-min, our leader, 3 strokes over. Player in pursuit of her 3rd win here in round 3. 47 CreaS FNC KLPGA Championship. And welcome back. 1:33 p.m. local time here in Yeongju-si. We are up in Gyeonggi-do for the weekend. Always a great host, Lakewood. Course that opened in 1972. Held half a dozen of these major championships. Second shot, well, it leaves a little bit to be desired from the fairway. Chris crossing and ending up in the rough off to the right.
플레이하겠습니다. 셔터 미리 좀 부탁드리겠습니다.
Hong Jung-min and this featured group. Kicking off the back nine. 2.5 hours to navigate the forest course. And she is comfortably in front and rightfully in front. She has played some wonderful golf. Peekaboo. Back in again in the rough. Soft touch around the green. 10 centimeters to the right of the target. Second shot here at 11. Drama free, middle of the fairway. That's what you like to see on the second shots of these longer holes. 492 meters. It is the second longest hole on the course. It's really behind the 15th at 498. Machine Shield misjudged that in a not insignificant way. Capson will be a par. Speaking of pars, Kim Woo-jung. She, though, misses hers from 40 centimeters at the most. Frustratingly hands off her putter to her caddy. That will drop her to 6 under and do a tie for 5th. Placement less important than the distance in which she trails our leader. That's becoming a concern for everybody who made the cut. Hong Jung-min now at 12 under par. And it's 67 of 132 make the cut. That is almost exactly half. Champion from last year, Lee Jung-min. She has started the year and featured in 5 events, but she's missed the cut in 2 of them and hasn't cracked the top 50 in any, so she made the difficult decision to sit this one out. Trying to get herself back into form. It's another reason why we're not seeing too many people on this will go pin seeking. You have to be above the hole and right slightly, otherwise you will fall back. Tell you what, it is a huge weekend for women's golf. Not just our major championship, but in Utah on the LPGA Tour. 2 proud exports and 3 Koreans in the top 4. Yuhei Ren, Isomi, and Ju Subin at the Black Desert Championship presented by Greater Zion. Everyone is putting on a show. Young, it's an 8-iron for her. She tries to power this out of the rough to the green, but runs it down the left side. Stop me if you've heard that before. Hong Jung-min 125. She had no problem with the tee shot. Stays in the front quarter. So we are getting another reminder why this hole is playing so tricky today. EA1, Sonye Bin, Hanchi 1, and Shin Dain. That is it for birdies in the top 30. We had 4 more, excuse me, of the entire 67. It's been a tough pin to attack. See how Lee Jong-min fares. A little terrain movement. She'll be happy with that. She should be. Keep the pin high. And now Park Ji-young. Right side of the fairway after 2 shots on the par 5 11th. Over the sand she goes. Just sigh of relief, surely. To see herself perched up pretty well. She'll have the option to pitch or, excuse me, chip or putt. Solomon, her 7-iron, 148 here at 13. She's going to bounce up, navigate the first hill without much difficulty. Working the long way back to the right side of the green. 15 or 20 meter putt that is trimmed down to less than 1. Hybrid in hand is a massive swing, but sacrificing a little bit in the way of accuracy for power. Shield feeling confident. Very, very good. Park Ji-young, she does choose to chip. Herself right with that one. But not defeated yet. Left to right action. Just a bit quick. This is just about perfect. She should be thrilled with it, but yet I imagine there will be a little bit of disappointment as well for Hung Yoo-min. It's a very good putt. And Hong Jung-min, a little more than 2 feet. Take her par, move on to the next. And she just survives. This one she says to her caddy with a smile. Approach time for Peng Chin-sil. Trying to will it to get left and get over the sand. It does both of those things. Similar to Park Ji-young, she takes the bold route and is rewarded for it. Secures that 9-under score for one more hole. Most crucially, she has remained without a bogey today. Kim Min-sol. We saw her gamble a little bit with hybrid from the fairway to the rough. High pitch with lots of spin, but too much loft. Not enough carry. She is in the bunker. Mata Som, after a bogey on number 10, her only one to date, she is now on 5 holes running without a birdie. This will be a tricky way to try to break that. Credit her for the effort, but once again, she'll have to settle for an unchanged score. Here we find Kim Min-sol. She is up okay. Clean contact, didn't even need to take much sand with her either. Jan Sol for birdie on number 12. It's been a quiet third round for her. She is still at 5 under. Nicely done. It's 3 birdies since the 7th hole. 6 under is into a tie for 5th position. After this point, this 11th hole, the pace certainly picks up. Got the tricky par 4, the long par 5, and from there it gets pretty rapid on the way in. Starting to understand why they call the back 9 the forest course. Right up on the mountainside. She's found a good compromise. Speed and accuracy. She's not trying to get a crazy amount of torque. Launch the ball, just be consistent. She's been so good this year already. Two top 10s the last 2 weeks, T9, T9, the KLPGA Championship, and the next in St. 9. She'll keeps herself within 5. Her last 3 competitions, the IM Financial Group Open, T2, so close. The 72 in the final round wasn't going to cut it. Following week, she won. Next in St. Nine Masters, and the KLPGA tied for 5th. She is a lovely run of form. Young reaching the green with a tee shot on 12, as she should do. A big moment in the round for Kim Min-sol. Her 5th on 5. She looked to be okay, but too quick. Pops out the back shield bogey. Well, we'll see her drop from the podium places to a tie for 4th at 6 under. That is half of what Hong Jung-min has been able to amass. An incredible showing thus far. 26 holes, if my quick arithmetic is with me. Away from being crowned a major champion. So much can happen between now and then, of course. She'll like where she's at. But now we're in, at least from our perspective, our coverage of the third round of the CreaS KLPGA Championship. So as we near top of the clock, move right along on 11. Brief pause for our featured group to reach their second shots. The leader is ready. Hybrid in hand, 240. 8 meters below the hole. Just a soft, smooth swing. Nothing crazy. Just take care of business, just as Park Hyun-kyung had done. On the other side of the pond, Mata Som. It's a 5-iron for her. This is a nightmare club for most people. 153, tough to try to reach. Mata Som is not most people. Seasoned, young, but growingly experienced professional week in, week out. Always interesting to see who prefers the 5-iron, who prefers the wedge, or the hybrid, excuse me. Clearly that's where she's comfortable, and it showed. The champion came out of this group. You have to think that they would be the bookmakers' favorites. Always so impressive to see a wire-to-wire winner, but it has been many a year since it was done at this tournament. And they're meant to swap spots. See Park Hyun-kyung just taking a moment to enjoy the walk. Focus in, prepare. I think even if she could be offered within 3 by day's end, she'd take it, but she's got the time, she's got the ability to force the issue just a little bit more. wouldn't say no room for error here. There's technically some. There's a lot of space behind the pin, as daunting as it might look. She's got high hopes, and she swings these wedges well. Something looked off the moment it left the face of the club. I'm not sure if she caught something on the follow through. It's obviously a muddy, grassy club right now, and a divot that I don't envy the caddy for needing to clean up and repair. The rain this morning was certainly not needed. It was already beyond damp at Lakewood. We will see if Phi Dungen has any more luck. Too shabby at all. Here's Hong Jung-min, 65 meters. She does not have nearly the troubles. Park Young-young. So 2 of 3 on the green, and Park Young-young at the beach. That was curling online. Park Ji-young knows it. 1 or 2 revolutions of the ball, and that's it. She would have been into a tie for 3rd. Top of the clock here at Lakewood. Hour number 2. Just on the other side, we will get our answers to the birdie opportunities and the par saves, most likely, for Park Young-young, and we'll also check in with the rest of the field further along on the Forest course. Lots more to come here at Lakewood. Don't go anywhere. Let's get this second hour started. It's moving day, and unfortunately, Park Yeon-kyung looks as though she will be moving down. Sole possession of second place on the leaderboard before this hole. Her approach shot, she got it thick, ended up in the sand, and too flat. She can't escape the hillside rough. So that will be shot number 5 for her, while Hong Jung-min is comfortably on the green. She is moving up. On number 12, Pang Chin-sil, she is not sure about this. That would be why. A wrong hemisphere of the green. So still Park Yeon-kyung. Up and down is ideal. She just about saved it too. Kim Woo-jung was just shown what not to do, unfortunately. Left side. That's where you want to be at 12. Back left. In fact, something just like that. My word, what a fantastic tee shot. Setting the bar high.
거의 앞에 버디네.
Matas Song for birdie. Starts this left, straightens out, it's quick, it's just enough. She desperately needed that. First birdie since the 8th. Now the last time she birdied, she went 3 in a row. That would be a pretty good way to close out. And now, third and final to begin the 14th. Dungen for birdie. 6 under, yes. And Birdington's hole number 1, and her supporters are happy to see that that has finally changed. Jian Sol now. Up and down, and does leap onto the green, but she's stuck at the front. Hong Jung-min is 1.5 yards. Perfect setup. 70 yards, comfortably into that position from which she could birdie. Give her 6 through 11 holes. She has been unstoppable. Shield's a long way away. Let's give that a good crack. The speed is perfect. Never would have given her even the slimmest of chances for a birdie and no one would have looked at you the wrong way. I'm not going to say must make, but her chances drop significantly if she can't save this bogey. Tricky one, but minimizes the damage. It's the first bogey of the round, and it's the first bogey in quite some time. So far in the tournament, Pak Young bogeyed one other time. That was yesterday at 12, which is where she's headed next. She's done the best of her work on the front nine. I think that's fairly consistent. The other players in the top 5. This is Kim Min Sol for 7 under. Starts right, starts early, runs out of steam, 2-putt par. Kim Na-young, this will be the final hole for her today. Already up 8 spots, looking for one last birdie. Leaves it just a hair short. Steps in for a 71, 73, 70, and 71 so far this week. I'd like to think a literal birdie around the green is a good omen. Not that time. One of the best tee shots we've seen on any of the par 3s today. Kim Woo-jung, birdie number 3.
치겠습니다.
And the first third of her back 9 is complete. Kim Min Sol for her, almost an identical distance. It is a par. Back on the 13th, I believe. Jihan Sol. First stage of the green with a few different elevation changes. Still likely even a little bit shorter than where she would have wanted to be. Sudden par save. So gets a piece. Not enough. And she will, just like Pak Young, be relinquishing a stroke. Time to bounce back. Deficit is now 5. She avoids disaster. One of 2 ways she can respond to that. So I hope it's positive, knowing that, okay, now it's not going so easy right now. She is still the second best player in the field. the bogey from Park Young. Leaderboard looks a little bit different. She's only 1 under through 11. Hong Jung-min 6 under over that very same span. They started the day on level footing. One player's picked up where she's left off and even improved. The other is playing a quick game of catch-up here in the third round at Lakewood. This is our coverage of the CreaS FNC 47th KLPGA Championship, first major of the calendar year. Right back to work here on the par 3 12th. We'll be in the final third of the competition for our featured group in just a couple of minutes. Lee Duggan, a long way off, and just about jarring it. She kept the pin in for a good reason. Fractionally off and unable. Birdie. Great try. Young. She wasn't expecting to birdie. She just didn't want to go back-to-back bogeys. Interesting variable, as it has been all round long. So Somme now on 50. It's 97 meters. Pin today front left. This squash-shaped green. Yeah, that front left is the one she just picks out like it was nothing. A little right to left breeze. That is exceptional, especially considering the lie. Jungmin to get within a meter or so she doesn't have to worry about a bogey. That is what she's done. Flag can come out now, thank you very much. Should be three fairly straightforward pars. One side of the green to the other. Puck Jiang, get going. Oh! Just runs out propulsion. I know exactly what that break would do. There aren't many players, excuse me, who can read the greens quite like she can. Dug in with a little left to right break. She struggled with speed. She's been quick more often than not. She's got a +3 for the round and out of the top 10. Tough break. Some sophomore yips, perhaps. These stages, these grand stages, can't get too big. Fortitude, always key in this sport, but more so in the majors. They don't come around very often. Matasson go to -5 as well. It's T8. All right, Pengxin Shield 13. It is her second shot. Still, they only birdied the 7th today. Birdied here yesterday, though. Much different pin placement, admittedly. Round 1, I find deceptively difficult. Round 2 is kinder. Round 3, always the toughest. And then 4, they find a happy medium. They don't want a war of attrition. They want birdies to be possible, the organizing committee. That's why they call it moving day. You have to be on your game. And Park Yang-kyung had been on the front 9. It's been a different story these first few holes at the back. She stabilizes. She'll have to hit the switch. 4 par 4s, a par 5, par 3. That will be the run-in. Pengxin Shield approaching 13. Flag. Take my par, thank you very much.
올라가겠습니다. 잠깐 멈춰주세요.
Not her best. Par 3. Par is a score she won't have many complaints with, certainly when her lead is as healthy as it is. About 10, 15 meters. Beginning the par 4, confident driver, confident player. Anything in her bag that her caddy hands her, she'll feel as though she can work with it and perform. The stress for her Saturday afternoon, build the lead while she can. Sunday is always more pressure packed. Every shot, every mistake feels magnified. And we know Park Young will be on the hunt. I think she's at the point where she wants to see 10 under. 11 would be dreamlike. 10 under, she'd come to the course tomorrow and say, okay, I know how to do this, I've done this. Let's play some golf. She'd shield, an outside look, and a chance to move into a share for second. Serpentining putt. Right to left, and right back the other way. She'll stay at 7 under. Chian still trying to stay at 5 under par. To left, but negligible. Just don't be quick. Touch more than even I would have forecasted. It's 4 under par. Time for 10th. That's 9 strokes away. Okay, EA1, speaking of 4 under. Haven't seen much from her today. She is putting from the fringe, I have a feeling. Pretty special, might be just around the corner. No, the reason we're seeing her is because she's finishing her round. I'll tell you what, 68, day 1, you thought, okay, this is EA1. She is going to be in and around the top. But yesterday the wheels fell off. 75. Today she shoots a 69. T11, or she was until Chian Sol's bogey. Jung next. Birdie the last with a brilliant tee shot, but leaving herself with a lot left. The very next hole. Each of her 3 birdies today. She has not been able to follow up any of them with another. 5 holes to play. The same group as EA1, Yuna. Hasn't gone according to plan for her today. Staring at a 74 and less. Oh, so close. It's the same score she shot in the opening round. She had a 70 yesterday. It's outside of the top 50. Disappointing afternoon for her. Another player that likes the 5. It's Bak Ji-young. She narrowly gets over the bunker and gets simultaneously a bit of help and a bit of hindrance from the fringe in that it zapped the speed but did kick her back onto the green. Matter of perspective, I suppose. Jin Young 2. We saw a lot of her on Thursday afternoon. All right, a birdie at the last. 71 in this 3rd round. It was a remarkable 68, 75 yesterday, 71 today. That is 2 under after 3 rounds, tied for 25th. Five iron as well here for Bak Ji-young. This is a bold one with that sand trap very much in the way. She didn't want to mess with it. She did not have much luck with the 1 at 11. Overabundance of caution sees her on the right fringe. She needs a bit of a pep talk right now, methinks. Her caddy will know the right thing to say or not say. That's the difference right now. A confident leader and a shaky challenger. Good shot screamed the supporters. It would have been tense for a moment with the water becoming closer by the second. Jill stops in the rough. Well designed, well executed from the fairway and in a position that birdie is very much a possibility. Well, clouds above have been rather ominous, at least their color has been. But they seem to be speeding along overhead and keeping us dry down here at Lakewood. We will head to the 13th green when we return to round number 3. That lead keeps on growing for Hong Jung-min. And welcome back. Checking in on the 14th with Park Ji-young. Half a dozen occasions where she has done everything but hit the ball fast enough. Unfortunately, that pattern for her continues here. Traversing the green. Just about on to something special. She's simultaneously impressed and disappointed with that putt. Breaking putts and a beeline for the pin. Hung Yu-min ends a 5-hole drought and picks up another stroke. That is Hung Yu-min at her very best. She takes that birdie. It's just outside of the top 10. Now, we're getting to the stage where the lead is so great that something drastic needs to change, or Hung Jung-min is going to run away with this. That's not going to change. It's the same olds. The same old has never looked or sounded better. 7 under, tracking a 65, and she still has a handful of holes to go. Are we seeing the birth of a new star? It certainly hasn't been flash in the pan. It's been steady. 69-68. Now, 14 under par. My goodness. Nice little run at the moment. Birdies galore as we near the 3 o'clock hour. Johnny 2-putt par. Going to save a par. 85% of the time, though, this season has she been able to do it. That's tied for 27th. Uphill, right to left, break. She's doing well to not compound. Mistake with another mistake. Took the bogey on the chin. A couple of pars since and has leveled off well. She trails by 6. Peng Shin-shield trails by 7. Dancing off the fringe and getting the remaining distance that she needed. Great approach. Kim Sol's next.
Wow.
Takes a different approach, but an equally enjoyable result for her. Up and down, but too much up and too fast down. It's about half the distance of the hole.
조금만 안쪽으로 들어와 주세요. 감사합니다. 네, 감사합니다. 좀 더 안쪽으로.
This is hole 14. 5 to go for the leader. Swinging a good drive. She's automatic with that club. Automatic with just about all of them. wide berth of the fairway. Just as it narrows, it might have trickled into the second cut. All the way around with a little pizzazz.
Nice booking.
Great birdie, dramatic birdie. He means soul to 7 under. Good effort with the wedge. Just turning off. Deviating from the path at the last moment.
아, 좋았어.
Look, Machine Shield, and just about a carbon copy of the last. She goes to 8 under, which by my count makes it now a 3-way tie for second. More groups concluding on number 9, Hanarum. A bit short. Park Ji-young approach on 15. She's strutting forwards to see where that's gone. Not approach, excuse me. Second shot on 15. Hanarum gets there in 2. She's tied for 64th. It was a tough back 9 for her. The 40 on the way in. Young, it did end up in the rough. Going with the hybrid to try to eat up the remaining distance. It sounded good. It doesn't quite look to match. Oh, the first real spell of trouble. It's not the world's most perilous of lies. She's off the green, and that's been a rarity today. Decent effort from the teeing ground to the fairway. She's 7 under, on pace for a 70. She still has 4 holes to go. All I'll tell you what, when we come back, we got something to behold based on that roar. This is also something to behold, the leaderboard. 7 under through 13 is absolutely brilliant from Hong Jung-min. Everyone else is just trying to stay close as she is cruising to a comfortable lead. Now, she still has 23 holes to see this one out, but at the moment, it's not looking like anyone will be able to catch her by day's end. Stick with us. She is just beside the bunker on 14. That's where we'll head when we return to the CreaS FNC 47th KLPGA Championship. as we near 3 p.m. local time in Yangzhou. We find ourselves on the 14th green. There are 5 of these left, and the gap for Park Yang-kyung to Hong Jung-min is 6. I mentioned about 45 minutes ago that if you offered her 10 under, she'd probably take it with both hands, but she's cutting a frustrated figure, and I don't think it's unique to her. I think especially when you're playing with the player who is birdieing left and right, 7 of them in 13 holes, you're thinking, why can't I do that? And that's the toughest thing. Marvelous over the water. Cheeky bit of backspin as well from Hung Yoo-min, who finally turned a corner and put some of the early round struggles behind her. Totals at 3, 7, and 8. She's birdied 9, 14, and is in a great spot on 15. Speaking of great shot, great spot, great shot. Thinking of the infamous sign in the pond that we've seen so often this week. And all the sponsors' balloons floating in the water. 90 meters even. Park Ji-young, third shot, par 5. She's going to grab the fringe and stay there. Now, it's actually not a bad spot to be. She can putt, she can chip. So it'll be less likely that she birdies, but not impossible. She'll like the lie a great deal. Showing you the par save stat. Has not changed since we last showed you.
Nice ball.
Very good par. She's reached 15. Stretch in a lot of ways. Curious to see what Hong Jung-min does in a moment. And yes, that'll go. I admit I was looking into the crystal ball a little bit, but I believed it. Wasn't a bad spot to be at all on 15.
올라가겠습니다. 잠시 멈춰주세요.
Okay, she's human after all, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's bad news for her, but it's good news for about 20 other people behind her. First bogey of the round, and she knows she shouldn't have missed. Now Hung Yoo-min also in the birdie column once again. Shin-Chil 212. Second shot at 50. Does that give Afganga a little bit of extra belief? Certainly should. Okay, well, the supporters are making weird sounds. There's a mixture of awe and concern. I think it's more the former than the latter, because that drive is just fine. I said yesterday, we know her. 42nd and 43rd KLPGA champion. History hole, they call it, number 15. Let's see how Hong Jung-min responds to a little bit of adversity. In fact, and this is the most shocking stat of them all, that birdie that she missed, we all remember it. It happened about a minute ago from, what, 4 or 5 feet? The first birdie of the tournament. Full stop. Onwards to 16, Hung Yoo-min. Looks pretty darn good. 10 out of 10 drive. And that is a very good arrival. She would have hoped for it to dig in a bit more. Seoul still at 7 under par. Shield 8 under. It's pretty remarkable. Outside of the top 2, Hong Jung-min at 6 under and Nata Son at 5 under. 2 under, 1 under. Those are the average scores. 3 under is a great day. Still how good Hong Jung-min has been. A hop and a skip. And cementing down onto the green. That's from the fringe. Tell you what, Sweet Lounge looks like a pretty sweet place to watch the golf. I'll save myself out. A great view to the green and beyond it. 15. This is Pang Shin-Chil. Right to left breaking putt, starting to straighten out, get over. For her. 3 more opportunities to do that. Again, 237. It's a hybrid. Intentional cut, right to left. Traversing the fairways. Back-to-back birdies for the second time today. Time for second, giving a good and light. Just going to come up short. Swings. Jungmin. It's not the shot we would expect to be dramatic, and it wasn't. Side of the green was, but it's not going to last. Teetering on the downslope and long way back down towards the front. Uphill speed has to be key. Finds himself with about a meter and a half. Relief, if anything, that it was able to land and stay. ENG, her final hole, looking for one final birdie. Quite there. One last check of the wind from Park Yang-gyung's caddy. She goes to apply the pressure after Hong Jun-min's bogey at the last. She's First person we've seen come up a little bit short. It could cost her the birdie. Jungmin to follow up. That's the carry she wanted. Be a little bit closer than her group mate, but not by much. And that is a very significantly sad way to end the round. Kim Sodam, one more bogey for the road, tied for 66 plus 6.
플레이하겠습니다. 멈춰주세요.
Good drive and executing. Punching shield. Olive green driver for one more hole. She'll need it at 18. That's where she's headed, the 16th green. Bak Ji-young the long way back. How has she nearly done it again? Truly, it's like she has X-ray vision or some kind of superpower, because she makes those look way too easy. Arrived at 50. We'll return to 16. Hung-Min, right to left, breaking putt. This is going to go. Oh! Just moves offline at the end. Looks quite literally perfect. But not to be this time around. Well, the energy has picked up a notch. You hate to celebrate someone's failure, but the failure just on one hole, the first bogey of the tournament, somehow for Hong Jung-min has at least given these final few holes a little bit extra spice. effort was decent, but nothing really to write home about from Park Hyung-kyung. Going about her business and doing it in rather impressive fashion. Hong Jung-min restore the advantage. She'll do it. Great birdie. She showed one sign of weakness. And she immediately picked up where she left off on the 13th hole. Putting unlike anyone else today, and it is greatly affecting her score. Jill likely hears the sigh of frustration just as she sees for herself that she ends up off the green. Duncan had quite the reaction as well to Jung-min's birdie. Gotta be thinking, well, if she could do that, I can knock this one down. 6 under is what awaits her if she can do it. It's been something of an epidemic today. Too much speed on the putts. Way too much speed, and she rockets off the back. An unexpected one. Again, Young secures that par. She's off to the par 4 next. She knows it was a blown opportunity. Swooping away. Not the score she wanted out of this hole. Think about this game, she doesn't have to wait long to try again. This season, Kim Min-sul, when it comes to her birdies. favorite sounds. Kim Min-sol, 3 on the bounce. She takes outright second. As Park Hyung-young has cooled off, she has heated right up. Next one up. From a chip. Just want to be close. She is that. Wasting any time. She does not want to lose any of this momentum that she's built for herself, and you can understand why that is. Young. Next to tee off. Hole 60. Par 4, 339 meters. Tucks in neatly behind Hong Jung-min. Takes 2 putts for Hung Yoo-min to get there this time.
자, 조금은 이따 이동해 주세요.
It's a bit of relief for Park Ji-young.
잠시만요. 네, 감사합니다. 알겠습니다.
On 17, Kim Min-sol, she steps out, not quite ready to go. Wants to think things through again. This is a 6 iron for her. Go, the shouts. It went over the side of the hole. Supporters can't help but chuckle. We saw one yesterday, and I thought the Benz was going out the door. We went even closer this time. 1, 2, 3 skips and a pop. Next up, Pang Chin Shiu. Park Young on 16, the approach, 9-iron. Needs to stay right. Stay right. Bit of an unfortunate kick now. Sit. Sit. Oh, no. The last thing she wanted to see. Is open. One person in the group can hit and can stick. Lee Dong with a nice approach. Updating things as our featured group arrives at the 16th green or thereabouts. Hong Jung-min, a 5-stroke advantage over Kim Min-sol through 16, who's 4 under today. Mata Soma is 5 under in the clubhouse with a 67. That's your top 3. We'll have more from them and the rest when we return to Lakewood. getting back to work here. Final 3 holes of the 3rd round, first major of the season. Is this going to be a day of regret? Yeah, I certainly hope that's not the case. It is trending in that direction. Next up, our leader, Hong Jung-min for birdie. And that might have just been a bit too much to ask, and we're not doubting her anytime she addresses the ball. She's been that good today. She's been that good this week. Let's not sell her short. You're drying up a little bit. Park Ji-young from the rough. Not a terrible location by any stretch of the imagination. Back to 16, Lee Dong-eun. I had $1 for every time today I said she's just a bit quick. It was nervy for a moment. She gets the job done though. Looks on befuddled. Eugene, our 18th and final hole. She's not going to solve it that time. Arrived. They're just waiting for the green to clear up. So Good sound for Shin Eugene to hear. Unfortunately, it's the most she's struggled this week so far, 75. Tee ground to the green, but drifting towards the middle and a long way off. Buck and go. Time to turn it up. 2 holes to go. Something like it. It's not a guarantee, but that's the portion of the green she wants to be. Par in round 1, birdie in round 2. 6 iron for Lee Dungan. It's great contact. She lands beside the hole, but leaps and rolls to the rough. Back right corner of the green. All the way. Pucked out with the drama at the very end. 5th birdie. Credit to her. She reset after the 3rd hole. Back-to-back bogeys. Did not let it destroy her round. She came back stronger. Strength to the finish. Supporters something to scream about. Lands and sticks exactly where it arrived in the green. Tee shot on the 18th. It's equally uneventful. Punching Sheila to the fairway. The the 18th green. This is Hung Min looking for a birdie. To get there. Break comes too early and is unforgiving. Recovery mission, isn't it, for Idong-in? Right on the border of the fringe, it will act a little bit like a ramp. Shows how quickly it drops on the downhill slide. Touch looks good. Break comes in and touch at the end. Very good feeler on green. It's a great finish for Hung Min on the day. 2 birdies on the back 9, and she will be in a usual and comfortable position when she arrives to take to the course tomorrow. Hovering around that top 10. So you can't take your eye off her for a moment in a final round. Does a good job getting most of the way back. Stories in the third round, certainly in its second half. And so, 3 positions, hanging on to second. It's the position from which Pak Young had occupied for most of the day, despite entering the round as the leader. She could get to 9 under, into a share for second, but to cook up one of her best putts of the round. Starting to droop. Just stays above the hole. Birdie. One more hole. Try to just even remind her fellow competitor that she's right there at the door. understandable response from a surprised crowd. Disappointing herself a little bit, certainly with that result. Just try to guide this on in. Even just about the worst possible outcome, which no one's expecting her to find, would leave her a pretty good step on 18. She deserves it too. And that brings us, ladies and gentlemen, to one final hole. Just about start playing the final countdown. That's where we're at for this third round. Time to go to work. Gilles escapes from the sand without suffering too much.
플레이하겠습니다.
And rip off the tee, runs along the rough and does not want to pop back in. She is next. Launched off the tee. Sounds like a cannon. Satisfied with that. She'll be satisfied in general with how she has been able to play the driver today. She was taking a minute to make sure she liked what she saw. The answer was yes. Yes, she does. Decent up. Kim Woo-jung. If she is still in this position in 24 hours, I don't think she'll be able to maintain that level of calm. It would be easier if she's got an advantage even similar to this. If you're looking for the silver lining for Park Young-young, maybe less pressure tomorrow than there was today. Maybe playing a little bit more free can help her reach great heights. One last look at 18. One last look at a birdie for this group. Bang Shu catches a piece, the slightest of pieces. Calibration. And her final stroke of round number 3. 71, the same score she shot in round 1. Yesterday's 67 helps have her sat comfortably 6th. With only 18 holes to play. It's a very formidable 71. Still hasn't been able to capture that level of play from the first round, but she has been steady and she is inside of the top 10. Game Seoul, around to remember, 69, 6 birdies, 3 bogeys, 8 under, and tied for 2nd position.
수고하셨습니다.
Young. Approach time, now that the green is cleared. She lands pin high, doesn't take any chances with the water or the sand. Dong-eun. She does take a chance with the water, and she's rewarded for her bravery. Silent requests of the crowd as they see Hong Jung-min make the last approach shots of the afternoon. It's getting a little bit crowded, isn't it? Around the green, the supporters are jockeying for positions. Tomorrow they can watch from the fairway. Not today. That's a final round tradition. First putt to come from our leader. Would have surprised nobody if she had one more birdie in the tank. Park In-gyun. She is not going to make or break her tournament based on this putt, but she could go in with all the confidence with one birdie. Yes, she'll do it! And a rightful raucous roar. Her first birdie of the back nine, one of just 3 on the day. Outright second, she will be paired up with Hong Jung-min again tomorrow. Just saving the best for last, that's all. And watch the reaction from the gallery. Loved on this tour. Loves this event. 64. They lose just 2. Larry Duggan will not be joining us in the featured group tomorrow. She could move into the third to last with a birdie here. It would take her to 7th. For Sharovich, she would play with Kim Woo Jung and Hung Yoo Min. Break looks good. If she can sort out that putter tomorrow, don't count her out of a podium finish. This becomes a rather important par save. Great look at the line. There she goes. Well, 74 is far and away her toughest day of the tournament thus far. I'll repeat myself, the putter was the only thing holding her back today. I have some belief that she'll be able to get there tomorrow. Caddy agree. Well, another really special day. 65 with just one bogey, and really it was a putt that she never should have missed. Her advantage is 5. She has only ever won once in her career. It was the Tucson match play. They won a stroke play competition on the KLPGA Tour. If she can play half as well as she did, which statistically means she get to 17 under, it would be incredibly hard to bet against her. Should be absolutely elated with her performance today. It was absolutely first class. Excited to watch tomorrow to see if she can keep it up. And she started early, and she started consistently seeking out those pins. From success while the skies were still open. Lee Dong-un had a birdie of her own. Let's go to 7 next. Jung-min at this point was 3 under par. She had a long one on the par 5. Parring the second and third holes. Back to work for Jung-min on number 4. Soft greens helping her with her incredible precision. Touch around the green. It's back in again. Speaking of touch. Yeah, brilliant. It's a bit of a sleepy start. 3 pars in a row, but awoke the beast within. To 5 next. Right to left break downhill putts. It was a rather rather good one for Kim Min Sol. See lots of her today. 191 on 7, the par 5. This was obviously best results. She had to dust herself off and get back to work. Approach, though, left a lot still to do. No such problems. Great tee shot and a great putt. The lead expanded at that point to 3, and that was about as tight as it would be from there on out. Pak Young on the 9th. She still had just the 1 birdie through 8. She hit the turn for 34. Closed the gap to 2 until Hong Jung happened immediately after. It would be widened. This is a look ahead to 16. Good birdie from Manta Som. It would be her final of the day on the way to a T3 -8 score. We'll bookmark this for tomorrow. If she ends up becoming our champion. We'll make it 2 birdies on the back 9 already. Then on 14. Moving on up. To 8 under par. Good one for Kim Min Sol. Speaking of 15. After bogeying the last, it's a strange one. Picked up where she left off. It would be her final birdie of the round. She's going to keep that 14 under score straight through to the finish. Kim Min Sol adding another on 16. Go to 18 next, Pak Jeong. Bogeyed the second and third, birdied 5, 7, and 9, 15, and 18. Soaring up to a share of 3rd position. This was a big putt. If she has any chance tomorrow of making it the 3rd KLPGA Championship, she will reflect back on that. 18 was not an easy hole to birdie, as Hong Jung Min learned, but you consider everything she has done to this point. 202 strokes, 1 bogey through 54 holes, and has a 5-stroke advantage heading into the final round tomorrow. We cannot wait for it. It is shaping up, obviously, to be just absolutely marvelous day. And even if it's not super close at the top, everyone else, 2 through 10, is going to be in an absolute logjam, trying to jockey for positions. I'm thrilled if we do end up getting Pak Jeong, Pak Young, and Hong Jung Min as our final group tomorrow. That would be a delight. Mata Som, Kim Min Sol, and Pangshin Shil, 4th through 6th, based on the finishes today. Hung Min, well, we didn't see a ton of her today, and the reason for that was she was kind of nowhere. Bogeys at 3, 7, and 8. Now she did stitch 3 birdies in a row after that. She's tied for 7th position with Kim Woo Jung. Sonia Bean, also an up and down day for her. Despite it being her best round of the tournament thus far, she had 7 birdies and 4 bogeys with only 7 pars on the afternoon. Looking ahead to the forecast tomorrow, Mother Nature looks like she's going to play along. Sunny skies for a wonderful 4th and final round, as it should be. 18 holes and perhaps a little more if needed. But right now, you'd have to say the favorite, the strong favorite, Hong Jung Min, not looking to become just a first-time major champion, but a 2nd-time winner, only a 2nd-time winner. The storylines, they are aplenty. Pak Young will have something to say about how we finish tomorrow as well. Don't count out the wily veteran, Pak Jeong. We'll give you the rest of the night to get excited and think about the possibilities, and then we'll be back on the air with you tomorrow, 3 p.m. local time here in Yeongju-si, where we will crown a winner at the 47th KLPGA Championship, presented by CreaS FNC. Good night, everyone. We will see you tomorrow back here on the KLPGA Tour.